Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Fright Friday right here on Night Owl Video. Today I am talking about Stephen King's Dr. Sleep. This is a sequel to the book and movie The Shining. So we'll be talking about cast, production, critical response, my thoughts on the film, where you can watch it, and all that jazz. So I hope you will stick around. Let's dive right in. This is a horror film from 2019. It was directed by Mike Flanagan, who also directed a few movies that I actually really liked. Oculus was okay. Hush, which was a Netflix film, was actually really, really good. Ouija, Origin of Evil. I know probably not on everyone's top films, but I actually really like that movie. I don't know, there was something about it. Set in the 70s, kind of witchcrafty. I like that movie. And he also did another Netflix film, Gerald's Game, which I have not yet seen, but heard good things about. This film stars Ewan McGregor, who was, of course, in a movie I talked about recently, Shallow Grave. He was also Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars prequels, as well as the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show, among other things. Ewan McGregor's been in a lot of stuff, Trainspotting. This also stars Rebecca Ferguson, who was in a couple of the Mission Impossible movies. She was also in Dune 1 and 2. Kaylee Kieran, who was in the Fall of the House of Usher miniseries on Netflix. And this also shows Cliff Curtis, who was in Training Day, Sunshine, and The Meg Part 2. I turned that movie off. I could not get through that one. The synopsis for Dr. Sleep is: struggling with alcoholism, Dan Torrance now, remains traumatized by the sinister events that occurred at the Overlook Hotel when he was a child. His hope for a peaceful existence soon becomes shattered when he meets Abra, a teen who shares his extrasensory gift of the shine. Together they form an unlikely alliance to battle the True Knot, a cult whose members try to feed off the shine of innocence to become immortal. This is an adaptation of the 2013 novel of the same name by Stephen King and a sequel to Stanley Kubrick's 1980 film The Shining. While the Dr. Sleep film is intended to be a direct adaptation of the 2013 sequel novel, Flanagan said that the adaptation still, quote, acknowledges Kubrick's The Shining in some way, unquote. Filming began in September of 2018 in Georgia, including Atlanta and the surrounding area, and concluded that December. Grossing $72.3 million worldwide, its performance at the box office was considered a disappointment compared to the other King adaptations released in 2019, It, Chapter 2, and Pet Sematary. I have a hard time understanding that because I saw both of those other movies, and they both sucked. Sorry, but they did. But anyway, I don't know what happened with the It remake. Everybody went goo-goo over that movie, and I watched it, and I was honestly laughing through it. Maybe it's because I don't find clowns particularly scary. But I thought that It remake was really, really overrated, and I do not get why everybody freaked out so much. So because of that, It Chapter 2 and the remake of Pet Sematary, which, again, really sucks, this movie was considered a disappointment and underperformed, even though it's the superior movie of those three, I would say. In my opinion, of course. In late 2017, Warner Brothers released It, a film adaptation of King's 1986 novel of the same name, and its box office success led the studio to fast-track production of Dr. Sleep. In January of 2018, Warner Brothers hired Mike Flanagan to rewrite a script and direct the film, with Goldsman, I didn't get his first name, receiving executive producer credit. On why he was interested in directing Dr. Sleep, Flanagan stated, quote, it touches on themes that are the most attractive to me, which are childhood trauma leading into adulthood, addiction, the breakdown of a family, the after effects decades later, unquote. Danny Lloyd, who played the young Danny Torrance in The Shining, makes a cameo appearance in the film as an adult spectator at a baseball game. A director's cut, along with a theatrical cut of Dr. Sleep, was released on digital HD on January 21st of 2020 and was released on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K on February 4th. The director's cut is 28 minutes longer. I'm just trying to see on this DVD I have. It doesn't say, but... The critical reception for Dr. Sleep, this film currently holds a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes. Simran Hans of The Guardian gave the film 4 out of 5 stars, noting, quote, "Adapting Stephen King is one thing. Writing a spiritual sequel to a Stanley Kubrick movie is quite another. Director Mike Flanagan takes on King's 2013 follow-up novel to The Shining, but adjusts some details to ensure continuity with Kubrick's cult 1980 adaptation of the original book. The new material is fresher and considerably more fun." My thoughts on Dr. Sleep, I think it's a fairly competent film. I haven't read the book yet, so I can't really comment on how accurate it is to the source material. But the flashback scenes to Kubrick's The Shining is really, really well done. I thought the actors that portrayed like Jack Nicholson were really, really good. So yeah, I enjoyed that part, the flashbacks. The acting's really good here. Ewan McGregor is so like he plays such a vulnerable character here as Danny, as a grown-up version of Danny, fighting with alcoholism and trying to find his place in the world. And on the counterpart, you've got Rebecca Ferguson playing the leader of this cult group, and she's just pure evil. I mean, she is just so... But it's mesmerizing to watch on screen. I mean, she is just so... There's something about her in this role. She's so creepy. She's there. She wears this kind of weird top hat thing. And I don't know. There's just something about her in this movie. It really gives me the willies, which is a good thing, you know, considering you're trying to follow up 1980 The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. So... big shoes to fill here, and I think it's, you know, Flanagan does a great job at being able to, you know, meet it at least halfway. The effects are really cool. The scene, like, so all these cult members are trying to like take this sort of life force out of these kids that have the shine, and that part's really creepy. It's like they almost get high off of these people's spirits or something, like suck their spirits out of them. It's like... this movie's actually genuinely pretty creepy and well done, but those scenes are really creepy. Like I said, the flashback scenes to the original film, The Shining, are really well done. And the young girl in the film, Kaylee Curran, who's pictured here, she also does a really good job in this film. I thought she really did a great job acting and playing that role. And again, she can kind of connect like psychically with the bad chick there, and some of those scenes are really spooky. Like it's really hard to put into words, but some of the special effects and the way that they do the connection and stuff are really well done. Mike Flanagan, I think, is really he's a really good director. I don't feel like a lot of people talk about him, but everything that he's done so far that I've seen, I thought was really good, including Dr. Sleep. This is the 2019 DVD. It's nothing special, just the very bare bones edition. There's Ewan McGregor with Red Rum. This is the DVD digital code, so maybe that's the inside. I doubt the digital code works anymore. No, it expired in 2021, so... I'm just trying to see if there's any special features on here. I don't see any listed, so I might have to upgrade to a nicer edition. You can let me know in the comments below if the Blu-ray has special features or if there's a deluxe edition of this. Probably should try to find that, but as far as I can see on the back, there's no special features. This movie has a runtime of 152 minutes, so it's a bit longer fare, but I think The Shining was fairly long too. This was rated 14 in Canada. It's a Region 1 DVD. It's rated R in Canada. Sorry, 14, I guess. And yeah, what else can I say about this movie? A competent, I mean, you're trying to do a follow-up to one of the greatest horror movies ever made. 1980s The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick, one of the greatest directors of all time. Big shoes to fill, you know, hard I would think it would be really daunting to try to like make something that would flow spiritually after that, like all these years later. But I think Mike Flanagan does a great job with this film and all the people involved. The acting is great. Like I said, the special effects are really good. And really watch out for Rebecca Ferguson in this movie because she is so scary to me. I don't know, she really bothers me in this movie, but I guess she's supposed to. I guess that's how well she's doing. You can currently watch this movie. You can rent it on YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, and Amazon Prime. You can probably find this DVD around too. This only came out, what, 5 years ago? So it's probably still floating around. So I would recommend this for people who love The Shining and want to see a continuation of Danny's character. Stephen King fans, fans of more recent horror movies that are well done. I think, I don't know if you could totally follow it if you had never seen The Shining. I think you'd probably want to watch The Shining first, but yeah, just a great movie. Probably my only complaint with it was the runtime was a little long, but you know, what can you do? It is what it is. That's my thoughts on Dr. Sleep. Did you like this movie? Did you think it was a disappointment compared to The Shining? I mean, again, I don't think I could really say like, oh, this was as good as The Shining. No, I could not. Because The Shining is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And I think Stanley Kubrick, again, one of the great directors of our time. But this is, like I said at the very beginning, a competent follow-up to that. So you're also talking like, what, 30, 40 years later, making a sequel. It's really hard, you know, again, I would not want to be in Mike Flanagan's shoes trying to figure out how to do this, but I think he does a great job. So let me know your thoughts on Dr. Sleep in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? I don't know. Of course, I will always prefer The Shining, but I think it kind of makes it cool. I'm trying to remember, I watched this back in the winter. I watched The Shining, and then like later on that day, I watched Dr. Sleep, and they do make kind of good counterparts as far as that goes. But yeah, let me know your thoughts below in the comments. Consider giving me the thumbs up if you like this review. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Follow me over on Instagram at Night Owl Video. And coming up this Monday, I have the film 1 Million Years BC on Mainstream Monday, so be sure to watch out for that. And this past week, I had Decline of Western Civilization, as well as a thrifting haul. So if you missed those, go back and check them out. Until next time, I will see you at the video store or at the thrift store or just out and about somewhere. Hopefully, I will not see you in a haunted hotel being chased by Rebecca Ferguson. But until next time, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.